Hello everyone, I hope you're doing well. So today this week in my tips and talks, I would like to talk to you about how to stay motivated, how I started my journey of fitness and bodybuilding and motivation, what kept me motivated and how it all started as we are coming up on the new year. Finally, the 2020 worst year ever is about to end. And so, as the new year is coming, I thought about sharing my tip. So, the 1st of January 2021 will be actually my 15th birthday of bodybuilding and fitness, calisthenics, etc. So, it all started actually in 2006, the 1st of January. And at the time I was 16 and a half, about 16 and a half. And how it all started is like uh, New Year's resolution, as it was quite common at the time that every year, as you may know about the New Year resolutions, I myself was quite a fan of them. It actually was the first time, or one of the first times I did one and really took it seriously. So, what I did was to say to myself that every day I would do a minimum of 10 push ups. It may have been more, may have been less. Uh, uh, yeah, more. But the minimum I said to myself was to do 10 push-ups every single day. So I did accomplish this, and for months I would do actually more than 10 push-ups because, as you may know, it's quite nothing. 10 push-ups actually. And since I always was a perfectionist, then it was easy for me to always surpass myself whenever I'm passionate about something. And this bodybuilding journey became something I became passionate about. And I'm still here 15 years later, still as passionate, but with a lot more knowledge. So, since I didn't have it at the time, then yeah, I would train every day and I didn't have any equipment. I just started at home. So, yeah, only calisthenics. Even the first months, I did only push ups. And then I added some ab work. And then I got some cheap dumbbells. So, anyways, the first months, then every day I used to train. And I would always improve and add to the previous days. So it went from a few a few dozen of push-ups a day, like I don't know, 70 push-ups a day when I first started, to like 200, and then like 300 up until the sixth or fifth month. Yeah, probably 6 months. I even upped up until 500 push-ups a day, and also added tons of exercises. So, anyways, as I mentioned, I was quite ignorant and didn't know about overtraining, didn't know about uh, rest days, didn't know even what exercises I needed and what I was developing actually, because in the beginning I only did push-ups, so I pretty much developed only the push workout, but the push muscles, which is the chest, shoulder, and triceps. And by the way, I did pretty good results, as I mentioned in my calisthenics enough video. It developed a lot of muscle that I'm still really proud to this day, and probably were the best gains. Obviously, it was the noob gains, so maybe this is why it was so easy and great. But anyways, You can see that calisthenics did wonders for me. And yeah, so yeah, I did then added a few other exercises, but it was also mainly for the upper body. So I didn't know how to do splits, how to split the workouts and train each muscle group, and how much frequency, how much volume, how much rest periods in between workouts, in between sets, in between all of this stuff. I just trained like this without even researching at first. So you can see that it got me something, and also the diet was not even controlled. Like I mentioned in one of my videos, I didn't control at all the diet. I'd have like 3 meals, maybe some snacks in between. Some of the meals were like ridiculous, like cornflakes in the morning or whenever I felt like just some cornflakes with no, of course, obviously no supplements for years. Like for the first 2 years, I believe, or year and a half maybe, I didn't buy any supplements, any kind of supplements. And the food, as I mentioned, the diet was nothing. So this also proves how much it's easy to gain as a noob. The noob gains. Obviously, after the noob time, it's not the same. So anyways, my point is that you can see how far I've went from this simple New Year's resolution of only doing a small amount of work a day, like a minimum of 5 minutes, I would say. Maybe probably even less. I mean, I remember I would watch Buffy the Vampire Slayer, and between ads, during the commercial times, is when I would do the push-ups. So I would do like 50 push-ups a day when I first started, like the first month, and I kept adding every day. So at the beginning it was like what, 5 minutes total work a day. But the point was that I said to myself, I need to do it. So even though it's a little, even though it's not much, even though I know nothing about it, at least I will not quit, and I will do as much as I can, as much as I feel, but at least there is a minimum that I must do. So for me, it was like I cannot not do it. And I mentioned it was like the resolution was 10 push-ups a day, which is actually ridiculous. But anyways, I wouldn't do less than, I don't know, 50 or 70 push-ups a day, or maybe less, maybe 40, I don't know, I don't remember. So it was like what, 3 or 4 sets a day. And then it went from there to learning and developing real programs and going with 2 real coaches who showed me, and also studying for myself on the internet and what have you, and some books, etc. And up until 15 years later, and I'm still here. And obviously with the knowledge I gained, it's not comparable, but I mean, I'm really thankful for this noob and beginner stage. And so my point is that you can do the same as I did. And obviously, if you follow my channel, you will have a lot of more great tips on how to do proper workouts, proper diet, proper everything. So you can, if you're a beginner, you can start right away training as you should, and not do silly mistakes, uh, not do bad workout plans, bad dieting. Uh, do the optimum workouts you can and optimum dieting, etc. And so Yeah, you can take it from me, and I encourage you to follow this tip to say to yourself, like, okay, every day at least I'm gonna do like a minimum of this, even if it's like some 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 people will tell you, oh, you know, if you do this, it's useless. Pfft, don't listen to them. I mean, I was saying to myself, hey, do 10 push-ups a day, and I'll see in the future where this will lead me. And I found myself doing more, and I found that I gained pretty well, especially during the first 6 months, where, as I mentioned, I did whatever I wanted. But the motivation came by itself. I myself then developed wanting to do more and wanting to learn more as I went, and then do things proper as possible, as perfect as possible. Even at one time, I was completely extremist, like probably more than Jeff Cavalier, where you know, I would take even 7 meals a day, or wake up at night before night, like before sleep, I would eat like tuna, cottage cheese, and milk, which was a terrible mix of stuff. But I did this just for the casein protein, because I it was popular at the time that you could only get protein intakes every 2 to 3 hours. So every 2 to 3 hours you needed to eat. So I would eat at night for 6 hours because of the casein content of those proteins I mentioned. So it was a terrible tasting meal, which was the sixth meal of the day actually. And I did a lot of seven seventh meals. I did a lot of times take a seventh meal, which was when I would wake up during the night, which was like a drink of milk, milk powder. So yeah, I was quite crazy, and but you can see that from something so little, just a little determination and a little goal that you set yourself at the beginning of your journey, it can lead to something great. So yeah, I would advise you to do the same. Like, say to yourself, okay, every day I'm gonna do like, and now you don't even have to do mistakes like I did. As I mentioned, if you follow my channel, or you can follow anything you want, you can know some of the basics. You don't need to learn everything, because you'll become crazy. Like you'll become some philosopher. You will not know what to do, what to understand out of all the information you read. But you can take just 5 or 6 major agreed upon like basics, like I don't know how to say it, like rules, basic rules of bodybuilding and dieting, and you're set. You just follow it, and you say to yourself like, okay, every day I'm gonna do this and this and this, and you can even avoid doing everyday training, or like I did. You can say to yourself like, every week I'm gonna train like 2 days, 3 days. I'm gonna train such and such numbers of sets every day, like 3 sets, uh, or for every muscle, excuse me, not every day, but for like every week for some muscle. For every muscle, I will train like such and such numbers of set, like 5 to 20 sets, or whatever you want. And you can start small, especially if you're a beginner. Then, as I mentioned from my own experience, then you see that you can gain whatever you do. So whatever feels good for you, start with it, and you will see that even if your beginning is terrible, I mean, I don't think someone can have as bad as a beginning as mine, but still, I'm still proud of it, and you will see that you will improve, and you will be like perfect in the end. You will know everything, you will do everything perfectly, and it's not even gonna take time. I mean, especially if you're watching this video, then you're probably one of those persons who are like addicted to it, starting to get addicting, addicted to bodybuilding and fitness and nutrition, etc. So you probably have a lot of information already, and most likely will only add to this information. So you probably already know enough to do your whole journey and your whole life with great results. So just keep at it and uh, take rests when it's too much. You can even take rests, as I did a video of the 1 week rest each, like 2-3 months, and you can go at your rhythm, and you will only improve with time. So anyways, that's it for my tip of the week. Hope you enjoyed, and see you next time. Please like and subscribe. I have other great videos and tips, and thanks for watching.